I'm joined by Ashley Lang, CEO of Pragmatic Solutions today, a company that's well known for its player account management tech. Ashley, how are you?
Very well, thank you, Amber. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. So we're going to talk a little bit today about how operators approach a change in systems and why. What are the typical problems or limitations causing operators to change platforms?
Well, changing platforms is usually born out of frustration. Operators don't approach this decision unless it's motivated by some frustration in their business with their current technology. Typically, that is an inability to execute. It's slowing down their business and they're not able to get their commercial objectives achieved because of technical dependencies. And either that or in the most extreme sense, there's a critical failure with their current technology. Their business is scaled beyond the limits of what their current technology is. So usually some form of frustration in what's driving an operator to this decision, or on a more positive note, sometimes it's access to greater opportunity than is available to them, largely usually due to regulation. The platform they're on is not compatible with the regulatory requirements of the jurisdictions in which they wish to operate, and they go out to market looking for solutions that can get them, further global coverage than they have today.
Mm-hmm. So what does the evaluation process look like when operators are looking at different platforms, or what are the major fears when they're thinking about doing that?
I'd say the biggest fear is because it's born out of frustration. Their biggest fear is they're going to go from, one version of frustration into another version of frustration. That their fear might be that they go through what they view to be a risky and complex process of platform change, only to wind up with some form of the same frustrations they have today. So that necessitates that the platform evaluation process is typically protracted and quite complex. It's approached by operators looking at multiple dimensions, assessing the technology from how the technology would service various aspects of the business, whether it's operations or marketing or the customer relationship management or regulatory and responsible gaming controls. But I think we've discussed this in a recent white paper that we've published. It's available on our website for download. I think you might have had a look at it. It's entitled Pragmatic Solutions, a Pragmatic Approach to Platform Selection, where we discuss the sort of thought process that the operators go through that leads them to this threshold of evaluating platform options. And then we discuss the process by which you should approach platform selection. For many operators, the second fear they have is the migration itself. Am I going to lose data during the migration? Am I going to disrupt my players or disrupt my business in some way during the migration process? How safe a hands is my business going to be in as I transition from my legacy technology to my new platform? I think these are exaggerated concerns if you're in the right hands. Of course, they're legitimate concerns to the business, but we've done many migrations, many large-scale migrations, and with proper planning and proper experience, we have a flawless track record of migrating operators from legacy technology to ours with minimal downtime and little to no disruption to customers other than the downtime itself. And the way that we approach a migration is to try to build into the project plan in that transition some product, tangible, tactile upgrade to the customer at the transition point as well. So new products are being introduced, or there's a website refresh or some other enhancement that means that the change is actually a positive change for the customer. But to speak to that fear, I think the bigger concern operators should have is the risk and cost to their business of staying on the platform that they're on. Because if they're already at the point of consideration of platform change and it's born from some frustration, the longer you continue to operate with something holding back your business, I think that's the bigger fear that you should have, is that you don't make a change in order to unlock the potential in your business. So, there's some logical and understandable fears that operators may face when encountering this process. We think they're very manageable. We have a lot of experience in managing them. And we think actually the biggest fear operators should have is technology impeding their success towards their business objectives. And that's really what they should be worried about.
And in terms of your own experience, before joining Pragmatic Solutions, you've led several B2C and B2B companies. So what would you say with that experience from operator supplier side that leadership teams should really be thinking about before they make any changes?
Well, platform is not a static product. we've been developing our technology for over 10 years, and we've never been developing at a higher velocity than we are now. So the pace of new development on our technology is quite high as we have more and more operators informing the requirements that they have, and as the markets that we cover and the products that are connected to our platform is expanded, the level of development that we're doing is higher and higher. So when evaluating platform options, it's equally important to understand the history of the company that you're dealing with and the future trajectory of the company you're dealing with, not just a snapshot of the technology stack, one A versus B versus C. So, from my experience on the B2C side, when thinking about procuring technology, the first approach is always, what's the checklist of features and functionality that I require? And that's the way many operators we see approach the platform selection process, is simply a snapshot analysis and comparison of one platform against the other. And we think, and from my own experience, I think that misses some of the critical reality, is that you're not just procuring technology, you're entering a partnership, a strategic partnership with a technology provider that you're going to count on still retains the engineers that built the technology you're licensing. So as you wish to make change and mature that technology with that partner, you have the know-how within the team to continue to do that without breaking or introducing fracture to the platform as it's being developed upon. And then forward, that partnership means that you have got a company that has the capabilities and the business maturity and processes to be able to support you and move at the same pace as your business. So these are sort of non-tangible factors to assess that are often overlooked by operators, but are probably more critical than the snapshot assessment of the technology itself, because if you're with the right technology partner, that technology should be consistently evolving. So, what you license today will be very different from what you'll be operating on in a year's time. A more critical view should be applied to who the partner is that you're entering into business with, and are they aligned strategically and incentivized to be aligned with you in the maximizing the commercial objectives of your business.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Thank you so much, Ashley. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.